What is poppin', fight fans? And we are back with another episode of the Mystic Hour live on the MMA Island. And this is the first of a bunch of interviews that I got this week. And I'm honored and privileged to be joined by UFC Flyweight, somebody who finished the year so beautifully last year. Miss Shana Dobson is in the house.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing? How you doing?
Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly.
Absolutely. I made sure that because I did it wrong a couple of other times. I'm not going to get it wrong.
I appreciate that.
So first of all, congratulations, of course, on ending the year on a very high note against Maria Agapova. How have you been since then, since this COVID time period?
Oh man, just growing. I try not to live in moments too long, good or bad moments. And I've just been continuing to grow, continuing to work on my skill, my craft. And, after that, it was just getting ready for, the next opponent, the next potential. So, it was a great experience. And I took the opportunity to get my wisdom teeth out right after. So I had a little bit of time, to heal up. And then right after that, I was back to it.
Yeah, I was going to ask that because that fight was in August. I was wondering if the UFC had offered you something before that, kind of to pick off the momentum of that last fight.
No, just because I went ahead and let them know, like, hey, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, so I'm going to be a little bit out of commission for a second. And then when this opportunity did present itself, it was like February. I was like, man, that's kind of far. But, I believe I'm a very big believer in fate and that everything works out how it's supposed to. So, I don't ask any questions. I just let the universe do what it do.
Absolutely. And you got a fight night bonus that night. Did you do anything crazy, buy anything crazy with that money?
Man, I'm so Jamaican. I'm so cheap with my money. The most I did was go to the casinos and maybe put a little bit on the craps table. And after that, I just put it up and I've just, just saving, trying to save and hopefully start investing in these stocks a little bit. I heard the stock market is jumping. So,
Right.
I want a piece of that action. I try to be smart with my money. So.
Yeah, and then you got a new fight contract. How many fights are on this new contract?
We got a new 4-fight contract. It's great, show of recognition with that one, and really excited, really showing that the UFC believes in me and believes in my potential, believes in what I can do and what I can bring to the division. So, it's just my job to live up to it at this point.
Yeah, and you have a new fight coming up with Casey O'Neill. She's a newcomer to the UFC. Did they tell you if you're going to be on the main card? And are you okay with fighting a newcomer since you feel, you've been in the UFC for a little bit?
They didn't tell. I haven't found out the card information yet, the card order, but I'm okay with whatever. Honestly, I like fighting on the prelims so I can be done and kind of enjoy the night, watch the fights, get some food, get some drink. You know what I mean? Just kind of relax a little bit for the evening. When I got to fight on the main card last time, it was pretty exciting. I like that. It felt good, but I'm okay as long as I get to fight. I don't care. I don't care if I'm the first fight of the night. I don't care. But yeah, I'm definitely okay with fighting a newcomer. My thing is that my take is that, just because an individual is not in the UFC, it doesn't mean that, they have less skill or less ability or they're less dangerous. You know what I mean? I train with some people that are not in the UFC yet and that will smoke some of these girls out here. You know what I mean? So, I try to give respect to everybody. But yeah, I'm excited. I kind of can feel her energy. You know what I mean? And kind of reflect and look back to how it felt for me to be, in my first fight and that, that first fight week kind of feels and I'm cool with that.
Something that she said in an interview, she said she's going to be looking to finish you with a submission. How can you stop that? And do you feel you train with enough people for you to be comfortable on the ground?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. It's kind of the killers that I train with and that test me and push me every day. Some of them not many people know about. Some of them people do know about. If I'm grappling with Mallory Martin, Montilla De La Rosa, Rose Namajunas, JJ Aldrich, you know, some people in other promotions, Invicta, Claire Guthrie, have just I'm getting so many different looks from so many dangerous people. I'm prepared for whatever. If it goes to the ground, we can mix it up there too. But at the same time, she's gonna have to, if that's what she wants to do, she's gonna have to get me there. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like my coaches always say, the other person has a say. You know what I mean? So she could say what she's gonna do, but she has to get through my game first. And I could say what she's gonna do, but I have to get through her game first. So, I think that's just a little bit of I'm not terribly, I don't have like a ton of fights, you know what I mean? But I grew up on this stage. I grew up in the UFC. So, I've had to kind of grow up fast. I've had to kind of gain that experience and gain that maturity. So that's how I think is, I don't ever, if you plan on asking me, Shana, how are you gonna get this fight done? I would tell you, I don't know. It's gonna happen. It's gonna flow. I'm gonna be like water, and it's just gonna happen. Whatever's meant to happen will happen. And the same thing that happened in my previous wins, my previous successes. I wasn't looking for anything or saying I'm gonna get this. We just train all of our tools to where if we do see a submission, if we do see an opportunity to ground and pound it out, if we do see an opportunity to knock them on their ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it's there. So, pretty much.
Yeah, and in your last fight, you were an underdog. Do you
Mhm.
go into your fight kind of having that mindset that I'm the underdog no matter what, even if you're a favorite?
Mhm. Um, yeah, I like to think that. Like, you know, there are people out there waiting to see, can she do it? You know what I mean? Um, uh, when I first saw the odds, my last fight, I was like, oh damn, I felt a little disrespected, a little slept on, but at the same time, I didn't think anything of it. We work so much on our mental training that we try not to let anything pierce here our minds, in that process, because there's so many things that can in this sport. You can have a bad spar day, and then you're messed up because you feel like you're gonna be, you're not gonna perform on fight day, or you can see a nasty comment from somebody on social media, and you could be messed up. But it's all about being strong here, and not letting outside things influence you, because there's so many things that are going to try to influence you, especially in this sport. It's very mental. So I like to think that that I'm slept on. That way it's even more sweet. It's even more sweeter when they do see what I'm capable of.
Yeah, and pending this victory, do you plan on having a call out maybe of somebody in the top 10 or top 15, possibly even a rematch with the likes of Roxanne Modafferi?
Oh, Roxanne. That would be cool. That would be fun. We've both grown quite a bit, so that would
Yeah.
be cool. You know what? I haven't really thought about that. I know I'd sound like a hippie in the things that I talk about a lot, but we try to we try not to think about a moment that we've already lost, or think about a moment that is so far away, that is so far away. Um, so right now, I'm preparing for this fight, but I don't think about the fight too much. I think about the strength and conditioning session I'm about to have, or I think about the wrestling session that I just had. Things that, so I can absorb the quality. I can absorb everything from those moments. And if I think about what's gonna happen, what am I gonna do after Casey, then I'm not totally focused on Casey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm down to fight. whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever is gonna. I sat down and talked to Angela Hill
Yeah,
when we fought on the same card together um a, a couple fights ago, and you know she had like a similar story to mine. You know what I
yeah,
mean? New, very green, like green, and thrusted into the this this platform that is just it's just crazy and overwhelming, and getting this opportunity and needing to perform at an elite level. I mean, we pretty much had the same kind of a similar upbringing in the sport. Young black girl that's out there representing for a small population. From for this sport. And one piece of advice that she gave me is just just fight, just get in there, and that's how you face your anxieties. That's how you get used to things, is you just do it. You just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You do as much as possible. That's why Angela's out there. We saw like she fought like hella times. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
every time that we saw her fight, she looked better and better and better and evolved in elite. You know, uh, every time. So I think that's my goal. Is just like I don't care. I don't care what their position is. If they can give me the experience that I need, you know what I mean? Then that's who I want to. That's why the route that I want to take.
Yeah, and big shouts out to Angela Hill. She's killing it there in the
Yeah,
UFC. But
yeah.
something that I always see on your Instagram is either you posting food or you looking at food. Is this something that helps you in your camp, or you feel like it motivates you? It's like, what? After I'm done with this fight, I get to eat all these delights.
Yeah, it's definitely motivation. Yeah, so I don't know. I never have like a hard cut or
Yeah,
anything. I don't know what is like my obsession. Like the day after my cut starts, I'm just like, oh my god, I miss pizza, and I'm just like, Shana, it's been one day. Like, chill out. But yeah, it's to me, it's a part of the process. I feel like being a fighter, we have so many difficult things that we need to do. We have to we have to train our bodies, we have to train our minds, we have to cut weight. So to me, it's just another part of being a warrior, another challenge within camp. So yeah, this is kind of more recent, maybe the past like year, where I've actually found more pleasure in looking at food than being like, oh no, like get that away from me. You know what I mean? It's like I like the torture. It's weird. It's sick, right? I don't know. I'm sorry. That's yeah, I can explain.
do you have a specific like food that you like to eat like after your fights?
Mhm.
I'm guessing it's pizza, but it might be something else.
I do like pizza, but you know what? Like I said, I'm Jamaican, so there's not really many spots out here in Colorado, but if I can find a good beef patty and cocoa bread, I'm man, I'm a happy woman. So
I live
yeah.
down here in Florida, so we got plenty of that. I'll send you some if
Oh,
you
I
ever need
know
it.
you guys
You
do.
let
What
me
part are you
know.
at?
I'm in South Florida, so I'm in Pembroke Pines area, Broward County.
My family's there. My
Really?
family, Fort Lauderdale.
Ah, so you definitely know when
Yeah,
you're here. They're
yeah.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, we're linking. We're linking for sure.
You let me know. You let me know when you're down here. But back
Already.
back to the fight game.
Yeah.
Valentina Shevchenko. They always talk about her being unbeatable.
Mhm,
She's just like not this human being.
mhm.
Shana Dobson versus Valentina Shevchenko. How does that fight go?
Man, one thing that I've never that I that one thing that I think that people should be doing is moving on her with angles, man. You know what I mean? Like, she's very fast. Obviously, she's powerful. You know what I mean? But you gotta throw off her rhythm. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like everybody, when you get in there, you fight her game, and the people that have been successful, like Amanda Nunez, people that have been successful with her have gotten in there and thrown her off her rhythm. I think that's what she needs to fight somebody that's gonna stand and strike with her, because she's good on the ground, she's good on the feet, but I feel like once you throw a different cadence at somebody, you know everything that they had planned goes out the door, because they're not fighting one person anymore. They're fighting 2, 3, 4, 5 people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would just hit angles on her. I would just throw different rhythms at her. You know, just not be a basic fighter. I think that would be how it would go. I don't know if I would. You know what I mean? I can't tell you that I would get out there and, you know, get it done. But, you know, I know I've got power in my hands. So, you know, if I catch her, I catch her. Everybody makes her look so big, bad, and scary. I mean, she what's it called? The way she performs, it makes her look big, bad, and scary. You know, I mean, shoot, I got to give it to her. You know, so yeah.
You were on the Ultimate Fighter a couple years ago. Do you think that helps you? Like, you know, you have to kind of just quarantine yourself now for these fights, and you were in the Ultimate Fighter house where you didn't really have contact with the outside world. Does that help you now in this quarantine time period?
Yeah, I think it was cool. I think it was a little bit similar. I think the more so is just the fighting without the crowd. Because on the Ultimate Fighter, it was just you're just fighting for like the team and then the other team. So it was just pretty much an empty arena, and it can feel kind of weird almost, especially if you're used to sparring in a room with a bunch of people. So, you know, I liked that I'm able to, you know, spar whatever in front of thousands of people or in front of, you know, just the staff, the UFC staff and Dana. So, yeah, I think that definitely helped that aspect.
And you're up there in Team Elevation where the likes of Justin Gaethje trains at. And I always remember this clip of seeing Rose Namajunas about to go spar him, and he's just like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt." Have you ever been in there sparring with Justin?
I've never sparred Justin. So Justin used to do this thing where he would say, whoever could drop him with a body shot on spar day, he'll write him a check for like $1,000, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Justin, I want a chance of that grand, man. And I was like, I'm trying to get that. And I was like, but you know, he was like, but I can hit you back. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, like I'm going to just play with you. And if you drop, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm going to hit you back. And I was like, man, I'm not doing that. We've all seen Justin's power. Hell no.
Yeah.
I got to think about my career. You know what I mean? But yeah, we all get to mix it up. We all get to train and spar together. And sometimes I just look around the room and I just see all these greats. And, you know, we even have Tisha Torres, Raquel Pennington come out sometimes. We have a lot of girls travel from different states and different gyms, and they're from Invicta, they're from LFA, they're from the UFC, they're from Bellator. We have such a talented room. You know what I mean? It's amazing how fortunate I am to be in the room with these people and with these coaches.
Hopefully you can get that $1,000 one day, and he keeps on doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak him. I'm gonna sneak him when he's wrapping his hands. I'm gonna just go around. Does this count?
Just do it. It does count. There's no other rules, right? He's like, you just got to drop him. So hopefully,
drop him, right?
Yeah. Shana, there's 2 more questions here, and I know you got to do strength and conditioning. I always like to ask this question because I feel like it's very important especially during fight camp. What are you listening to music wise, and what do you like to train to when you're in there just getting it in?
Man, so when I'm not training, I like old school R&B, soul. But when I am training, I like hip hop. You know, all the music that I'm like, oh, why are the kids listening to this crap? I like to listen to that. I'm a big hypocrite with that.
No Jamaican songs?
Little Dirt. I listen to reggae, but only on like chill days, like on my off day. You know what I mean? I might listen to some classic Bob Marley, some Gregory Isaacs, but when I'm really getting it in, I need something grimy to listen to.
Yeah, because I know John Jones always listens to like Bob Marley while he's training and stuff, and I guess that calms him. Yeah, he does. How do you define a successful 2021 for you?
A successful 2021 for me would be growing my skill, growing my mind, growing my pockets, getting closer to my loved ones, getting closer to my teammates and my coaches, just overall becoming more skillful and going in a positive direction. Um, Obviously, I'd love to win every single match that I get in there and do, and that's the plan. But how I define a successful 21 is kind of different than that. It's kind of deeper than that.
Absolutely. And we hope you the best for your fight. If you have anything to say to your fans that are watching right now, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Guys, thanks for always supporting. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in February 20th. We're gonna be out there back in Vegas at the Apex, the good old Apex. And thank you to my coaches, my teammates. I talk about you guys all the time just because you guys make me who I am. My family, my friends, my sponsors, my management, KO reps. Thank you everybody, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Absolutely. And we wish you the best at UFC Fight Night 185 against Casey O'Neill. Hopefully we'll talk after that again, after a victory. And we appreciate you so much for coming on, Shana. We'll talk again.
Already. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Shana Dobson, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate her time. I know she's got to run over and get that training in. We'll be back in 30 minutes with Trevin Jones. We'll be right back on here. We appreciate you guys. Out.